What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Dr. Sarah Harding and Stegosaurus Pack. Now, I got this back in 2022 when it was first released, and I was going to pre-order this, but I've just remembered about how awful the last pre-order I did when it came to the Legacy Collection with the Nedry and Jeep Dilophosaurus pack, and something had happened and it canceled the order. And I know I wasn't the only one that got their orders canceled from Target online when it comes to the Legacy Collection sets like this. So I ended up seeing it in stores and picking it up. So I told myself when I went through that, I was just like, you know what, from now on I'm just going to wait till it hits stores. You know, I'm not in no hurry to be the first to get it in hand. You know, I'll get it when I get it. So with that being said, I really do like this packaging. I would like to try to save it if I can figure out how to open it without really doing a whole lot of damage to it. I'm pretty sure there is a way, but I don't save a whole lot of packages because I only got like 2 other packages that I saved, and that is the Apatosaur box and the Brachiosaurus box, and I would like to save this one as well because I think it would make it like a nice little display piece or prop, for the Legacy Collection. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this amazing packaging that this thing came with. So you got the window style packaging, made out of this RV box, and we got Sarah Harding right there, and in the middle we have the Stegosaur and the baby Stegosaur, and then at the bottom we have the Dr. Sarah Harding and Stegosaurus Pack, and then here we have the Jurassic World Legacy Collection logo. I'm still puzzled as to why they don't just call it the Jurassic Park Legacy Collection. It makes more sense because these are based off the first couple of films, and but I guess because this is a Jurassic World license, I'm just guessing. I don't know the reason behind all this, but I'm thinking that that's what it is because it's a Jurassic World product, and that's what the new films are called, Jurassic World. And that's what we're getting. But, oh well, it is what it is. You got ages 4 and up, that's me. And we got the Mattel logo. And I do like the fact that they have on the top, they got the top right there. And then here, the front, we get the front of the RV. And then we got the back of the RV right here. So that's pretty cool. And then here we got the back of the box, the other side of the RV. We still got the window, the logo right there. And then we got the fax app information. And then we got the silhouette or the art rendering or prototype imaging, if you want to call it, of Sarah Harding, the baby Stego, and the adult Stegosaur. And it says tail strike in action. And then what's even cooler at the bottom with the information, all the copyright information, the wheels wrap around. So I think that's a pretty unique piece right there, how they did that. So let's go ahead and try to open this carefully and see if we can salvage this packaging while taking out the figures. Alright, so I was able to cut the back of the box, even though it did cut through this, but that's okay because I'll just fold this back and just tape along the sides. So that way I didn't have to do any kind of damage in the front, because the front looks really nice. And I hate the fact that I would have to do that. That way it would make this a lot easier to pull out, without having to do a lot of damage. So let me go ahead and finish pulling this out, and then we'll take a look at the stuff. Alright, so we finally got the set out and released from its packaging, and I must say, this is a really nice set. Even though the Stegosaurus is strictly pretty much a repaint of the Fallen Kingdom Stego, there's nothing really different about this Stego compared to those previous ones that came out from the Fallen Kingdom or the Dino Rivals. So pretty much, or the Camp Cretaceous one. Pretty much the same mold, just a different paint scheme. That's about the only thing that's different. Even though it's not really the Stegosaurus from the Lost World, like I mentioned, the tail should be a little bit more up a little bit. But nonetheless, we still got a different color scheme for the Stegosaurus. And I do like the baby the baby the baby Stego, and Sarah Harding, and so this is a new sculpt. Of course, this is a new character, for the line, but pretty much this is pretty much the same mold from the first 3 Stegosaurs that we got, But anyways, one thing I do want to show, I really do like, is I do like the fact that this is the insert, and this is like pretty much the card back for the RV, and very nice detail. Really like it a lot. This would be a good little backdrop if you wanted to use it. So we'll just go ahead and put that right there. So just a little extra for the backdrop. And yeah, so I was able to salvage the package, and so all I got to do is just put a little tape on the back, and there we go. Be a nice little display piece. It'll be my RV for the Legacy Collection. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at Sarah. So let me go ahead and focus on her. If I can get the camera to focus on her. There we go. So this is Sarah Harding, who was played by Julianne Moore, and really does look like her. I really do like the resemblance. Not bad for the 3 3/4 line. And I do not own the Kenner one that Kenner made and released for the Lost World line back in '97. Would like to get one eventually. Don't know when that would happen, because she is a little bit on the pricey side. So wouldn't mind having her in the collection. I don't have a whole lot of Lost World figures when it comes to the humans, because like some of them are pretty up there in price. But I am happy to have the Legacy Collection one. So this is a nice addition. That would be, but it is a nice addition to the collection, and like I said, it does have a resemblance of her. So, and the only accessory she comes with is this camera. So she was known to have her camera when she was first found on the island, taking pictures of the Stegosaurs. And yeah, so let's go ahead and remove this camera. Let's see if we can just flip it over like that. So, and a lot of little detail, not so much paint, just molded in this black plastic. Would have been nice to have a little paint on the strap, and maybe a little silver lens, paint right there for the lens. Not too much, but it is what it is. So nice little detail right there. So as far as the figure itself, she looks really good. Like I said, she does look like Julianne Moore, and I do like the fact that the ponytail, the red hair. I like the face, the head sculpt looks exactly like her, especially in toy form at this small size. And I do like the paint that they have around her neck for the necklace, and then the outfit pretty much matches what she wore in the film. Got that belt buckles painted along with the belt, and the pants, the boots. Little paints like that go a long way, especially if you're a collector, and you really, paint dabs are very important to you, and placement on the eyes are good, eyebrows, lips. So I've even seen people do reviews of this where like the face was all messed up, eye placements and everything. So But anyways, so as far as a way of articulation, you know, and you get the head rotates left and right, you know, it does slightly go down just a tad bit, but she does not look up because of her ponytail gets in the way, so she does look down just a tad bit. And got a ball and swivel, you know, for the articulation. And then as far as the waist articulation, you can move her side to side. And then the elbows right there, ball and hinge as far as for the elbows and the shoulders. And so then single hinge and ball and joint for the elbows, you know, rotation right there. So a lot of mobility right there. And then legs actually somewhat back, you know, that's pretty much, that's not too bad, because normally it'd just be like right there because of the pants, you know, getting away. Kick forward, single hinge, and rotation here with the knees, and then, you know, the swivel. So lots of articulation for her. So very happy with her and how she turned out, you know, because you could never tell when it comes to, we'll put her camera on, you can never tell, because sometimes you gotta have to look at the figure, because you never know what kind of QC issues they would have. So very nice figure. So now to the meat of the set. Let's go ahead and move this out the way real quick. And let's take a look at the main. We'll move the baby out the way because we'll look at it last. So this is basically the main piece right here. The paint scheme is nothing like the Lost World, but I do like the fact that they made an effort to add multiple paint schemes to this set. You know, the plates look good. You know, they even have the paint from this plate all the way down to this plate. And so usually it doesn't happen. Usually that's left unpainted, and all this would be left unpainted, and it's just the main cells that would be, or main plates that would be touched. But you could tell these are separate pieces. Like right here is a separate piece because the way it's get the ridges there. You can tell they just glued these things on, you know, separate piece there. So all that right there is all a separate piece. So if you need it, there is the scan code. You may use that for your fax app information. That there. And then, you know, head right there looks good. So let's see if we can't get a little focus on here. The focus doesn't seem wanting to work. There we go. So the eye replacement looks good right there, the beak. And then here, the eye replacement looks pretty good. Looks like it's looking up a little bit. Maybe off just a tad, but not very much. But it doesn't look too bad. But I do like the paint scheme of this. They actually went way out of their way to actually paint this thing. The only thing that's unpainted is the nails. Surprise, surprise. So I do like the fact that it's got it's made out of this brown plastic, and it was painted with the green from its. Let me go ahead and brighten this thing up. So I do like the fact that this, man, why is this focus not even? Screw it. I'm just going to set it down so it can actually really focus, and we'll just go from there. There we go. I do like the fact that it was made out of this brown plastic, and the paint had some green on it, on the legs, on both legs, you know, the hind and front legs. Normally it'd just be the hind legs. And then, you know, they got the little spray right here, and a little bit of a white spray paint right there to kind of bring out the belly. So as far as detail goes, this is, like I said, this is your typical Fallen Kingdom Stegosaur mold. You know, that was used also for the Dino Rivals line and for the Camp Cretaceous Stegosaur. So the Legacy Collection is no different. So it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing that's different is because it's got this sliding thing instead of underneath the foot like the others. So not really much else there to go as far as that. But this, because of the fact that it's got a nice paint scheme, that's what makes it a lot better. And then the Thagomizers have its own different paint as well. So that's really cool. So they went out with all out when it comes to paint for this Stegosaurus for this set. So it's just pretty impressive. And so I'm really surprised that they didn't get the underbelly, but I'm happy with this because they actually did a little something to kind of make that stand out a little bit. So that's really cool. So as far as the way of articulation for this thing, you know, hind legs go forwards and backwards, and you got the inner thigh movement, forwards and backwards, inner thigh movement. And then here is just your typical forward and backwards here, there. And then as far as the head sculpt goes, you know, just on a single ball, rotate it all the way around, up and down. And then as far as the action feature goes, you got this button right there, and so it's got a pretty powerful action feature. I think my Fallen Kingdom one doesn't swing that hard, I don't believe. So very nice right there. So overall, I'm really happy with this Stegosaur. Even though the color scheme and the body mold is not what the Lost World is, the version is, but overall, as far as an actual Stegosaur to add to the collection to build your herd up, it's very nice. You know, I really do like how this was presented in toy form, you know. And so, last but not least, we got the baby Stego. So this was like the prize for the set, and a lot of people really enjoyed adding this to their collection because this is pretty much a classic as far as when it comes to the Lost World and Sarah Harding. So it makes sense to tie them all together into one set. So this is pretty much a same mold or one-off mold right here for the baby, and I really like how it came out. The only thing that's unpainted is this and that, so they pretty much used up all their paint for the main one and didn't have anything left for the baby to finish out the plates. But overall, I really do like how this thing turned out. Really cool. You can tell they had kind of half-assed the plates here. Like I said, all the budget went to the adult, you know, left very little for the baby. So, but yeah. So here is the fax app if anybody needs that. Sorry about that. My arm got, not my arm, but my hand bumped the camera. But overall, you know, very cool. Really thrilled that we actually finally got a baby Stegosaurus in the collection. You know, even though I know the Hammond collection came out with one, I'm not really too particular a fan of that, you know, but I do like this one. I prefer this one better, you know, but I do like this. So we got the little Thagomizers right there, you know, made out of this green plastic. So the only paint that it really got was pretty much on the underbelly, you know, in and around the neck, and then the head right there. So let's go ahead and try to focus on that. So the head right there looks really good. The eyes, just a solid black pupil, so not too bad. They actually painted the beak, so I'm happy about that. You know, we got the little bit of brown around the eyes and nostril, so very cool. So yeah. Got some of the osteoderms right there on the legs and a little bit on the side. So, and then you got the deep cuts here along the side right there and around the hind leg. So, very cool. So yeah, and we have another baby stegosaur. I did find this at my local movie trading company. It's in a bag by itself along with Ben from Camp Cretaceous, and so I went ahead and picked them up. Just because I wanted to have an extra baby in the herd. It's very cool. So we'll move him out the way because he's not the official part of that set. But yeah, as far as comparisons goes, I do want to bring out another stegosaur, just because it's a little different. And this is one from the Dino Escape line. And these two are probably like my favorite ones because of the paint scheme. I really do like the fact that they were able to put more forth effort into the paint, towards the stegosaur figures, so they look really good together, even though the head sculpt is a little bit different, it's a little bit bigger than that. But if you hadn't watched my review on this one, please check that out. So I'll move that out the way. Let me bring in Sarah Harding in here for this. And so the next Legacy collection I want to size up for is Roland Timbo and his capture net thing, or whatever you call this. I forgot. The engine capture vehicle, whatever. Can't remember. I'm sorry. I know I'm butchering it, so my apologies. But this is part of the Legacy Collection Lost World. So I do like how it scales up and how it sizes up. And here's Sarah right there. So these are two of the Legacy sets that we got for the Lost World. And as of this recording, it has been announced that we are going to get a Bull Rex with the ground tracker with Lost World Ian Malcolm in it. And not very many people are happy about that set, mainly one, we're getting another Malcolm, and another is because the Bull Rex is just a solid green Rex with just very little paint, I'm still getting it because it's part of the Legacy collection. It's for the Lost World, so it's for my Lost World collection. I don't have a lot of vintage collection stuff from the Kenner line. I don't have a Stego. So this is how I'm making up for my Lost World collection. I do want to get the vintage stuff eventually. I do have a few figures from the Kenner line, but not so much as I do for the original line. But yeah, we're there slowly but surely filling out the Legacy collection for the Lost World, so I'm happy about that. The ground tracker is what everybody's pretty much more excited about, and not so much for another Ian or the Bull. I think it would have been more exciting if the Bull had like a lot more paint, but a lot of people were saying that they prefer the other green T-Rex that came out in 2018 with the Baby Rex, because they actually had more paint, so that's more of the female, and then the Bull has next to none paint scheme on it. But anyways, so yeah, this is the Lost World collection so far from the Legacy collection that we've gotten. So very happy about that. Let me go ahead and move this out the way. So let's just go ahead and move them in front. So my final thoughts. This is a pretty good set. I really do like it. Not only do we get another Lost World character, but we also got a baby Stegosaurus, and we got a very nice repainted Stegosaurus that we originally have from, like I mentioned, Fallen Kingdom, Dawn Arrivals, and Camp Cretaceous. The next two after that, they've actually retooled and repainted and did some wonderful things with the Stegosaurus from the Dino Trackers and the Dino Escape line. So they're steadily improving their side of that. But anyways, do I recommend the set? Of course. If you're into herd building, if you want a baby Stegosaurus and a new human character, to your Legacy collection, by all means, I do recommend this set. And comments down below what you think of this set. You know, do you like the baby? Do you like the repaint? Do you like Dr. Sarah Harding? Let me know. Or if you have the, do you still have the Kenner ones that you got? Minus the baby, because Kenner never did make a baby Stego. I mean, they did, but it came with a little bitty one. It came with the Dr. Harding set, I believe, with the with her little capture net from the Kenner line. But anyways, let me know. Comment down below. And don't forget, words to wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.